So I know this is the third time I've talked about this whole idea of the school to prison pipeline, but I want to talk about it one more time. Well, probably not. It's going to be a couple more times, but I want to talk about how this sort of intersects. I think a lot of people think this is just a black-brown issue. That's just not true. How it intersects with a lot of the other policies and social issues and ills that face our country. But let's just do a little bit of research into how we got here, right? So the U.S. Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights indicated that black students they constitute 18% of the student population, but they account for 46% of those that are suspended more than once. So I said to myself, if African American men and boys, or boys, only make up 18%, or total make up 18, girls too, make up 18% of the school's population, but represents 46% of those that are suspended more than once, we might have a little problem on our hand. We might have a problem on our hand. And is this problem systemic? Is this problem only in a vacuum? Or is there a larger, broader conversation that we need to have about what this policy means to social ills and beyond that, middle class and working class families? So we dug a little deeper here at the Fowler Show. And we found that 40% of students expelled from the U.S. schools each year are black, right? 70% of students involved in in-school arrest or referred to law enforcement are black or Latino. African American and black students are 3.5 times more likely to get suspended than their white counterparts. One more, stay with me and I'll bless you. And black and Latino students are twice as likely to not graduate high school as whites are. Now, to add to that, 68% of all males in the federal prison systems do not have a diploma. So I said to myself, I'm going to check my nose, I know. I said, almost 70% of those who go to prison don't have a diploma. If they had a diploma, would they be in prison? It's a good question. So I thought about it a little bit more. And I said, if there was a situation where they saw hope outside of the current school to prison pipeline that they're in, would there indeed be a school to prison pipeline? And the answer to both of those questions are no and no, right? Because if students had a diploma, and we already know the facts, we know the numbers behind that. Students with a high school diploma are more likely to get employed. Students with a college degree are going to make $1 million more than somebody with a high school degree. So the school to prison pipeline intersects in ways that we just don't think it intersects, right? Look at these statistics. So our black men and boys, or black boys in particular, are 70% of the students involved in in-school arrest are African American boys. So you ask yourself, where are the positive role models in the community? And the answer to that question is a lot of those positive role models don't exist because they represent the 68% of individuals currently in prison without high school degrees. So we have over the course of time in this country, we have beat down and we have pressed down and we have broken the backs of black men and Latino men. So they can't be role models in their community to make sure that their kids don't become part of that 68% or almost 70% of individuals who become part of our prison system without high school diplomas. So what we need to do is have a conversation with ourselves about how we fix this. And that is where the intersectionality comes in. And there's a couple places where I want to break it down, and I want to talk about it for just a second. The first place is proper funding for education. So we've continued to see is this ideal where African American and Latino students are labeled as they have a behavioral disorder, or they have some sort of mental illness, and that's why they act up, or that's why they have behavioral problems. And the teachers spend so much time teaching towards a test than they do actually teaching the students reading, writing, and arithmetic, that we have a problem. So what we need to do is we need to fund our education system to actually teach people the skills they need to be successful adults. Teaching you how to take a test is not teaching you how to be a successful adult. Teaching you how to take a test is just that, teaching you how to take a test. Those skills don't master themselves in the outside world. You can't learn how to take a test and walk into a college class and write a 20-page paper on, Foucault's inductive reasoning. You can't do that because you don't have the skills of reading, writing, arithmetic, and inductive reasoning when you're taught how to bubble in the lines and how to answer A, B, C, or D. So if we change our educations to be focused on more on how we create and we nurture the whole student, right? Including the family. Now, there's a lot of folks out there who believe in, especially in this education reform society, community, like ed reform. And you listen to them talk, and they never once mention the family or the student, or more importantly, the community. They believe as though if they can teach these kids how to take a test, they're going to solve all the world's problems. That's just not true. You have got to start at home. The number one teacher is a parent. And if the parent's not there, the number one teacher needs to be the community. What we need to do to solve our school-to-prison pipeline, beyond legislatively breaking down some of these crazy policies that force us just to teach to a test, that force people to counsel you out or suspend you because they don't want you to take the test because you're going to bring their scores down, or a situation where you're given a mental illness, you're labeled, they get more money for you, and then your test scores don't matter. We need to create a system in which we're enriching families, we're enriching students, and we're enriching the entire community. Now, earlier in the show, I talked about this whole idea of raising the minimum wage. And this is how this now intersects with the school-to-prison pipeline. If these mothers and fathers who are at home were able to make a living wage without working multiple jobs, they'd be able to be home, to be parents, to be better parents, to be more involved in their school's homework. But because they're working 3 jobs, they're going from McDonald's to Burger King to Taco Bell to the movie theater to maybe Ross to maybe Marshall's, all making a minimum wage, they don't have the ability to enrich their children themselves. So they depend upon the school system to enrich their children. But when the school system is only teaching you on how to teach a test, you understand the problem that we have in this country. We need to make sure that parents are at home parenting. And the way we do that, America, is by raising the minimum wage and allowing these parents to have a living wage so they can be at home living with their children and teaching them and enriching their lives and supporting them and supporting their lives. So when they get to school, they're ready to learn, they're able to learn, and the school is not teaching a test, but the school is teaching basic mathematics, basic reading, basic arithmetic, basic inductive reasoning. That is what makes a stellar student. Not because a student performs well on the FCAT or the DC-CAS or the Massachusetts test. It's about, can you read? Can you write? Can you do arithmetic? Do you have inductive reasoning? Stay with me and I'll bless you on this. So, raise the minimum wage. We raise the minimum wage. We raise these families out of poverty. We raise them so they have educational options in that a mother can stay home, a mother can be home, or a father can be home to help a child with their homework. A father can be home or a mother can be home to help a child read a book to them before they go to bed. They can read together. They can grow together. They can go to museums together when you allow them the assets to do that. You solve some of this problem. I guarantee you this, that 70% number of students arrested in in-school arrest will go down. I guarantee you the number of our total prison population will go down. And beyond the total prison population to go down, what you'll also find is there'll be more and more Latino, brown, and black men that have actual high school diplomas that have a chance to go to college.